Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name's Erin and I do mostly budgeting videos like the one you're about to see here. Tuning in. This is an exciting video for me to do because I've already done the numbers and I see how it turned out, and I'm very proud of myself because I really stuck to things and I'm just super happy that it worked out the way that it did. So this is my first, it might be my second, but this is my first real in-depth monthly recap, and this is for June, and I thought that you guys might be interested in this because it really tallies up everything that you've been working on the entire month, and it gives you a checks and balances system to see, is my budget working for me? And in this case for June, I can say with certainty that mine worked out really well. So it's not about either how much money that you're bringing in or whatever. It just is mostly about what you do with the money that you make. And I know that that's a quote that I put on one of my newest budgeting sheets, but it's true. And so, we've had months where we've made a lot less and we've had months where we've made more. And at the end of the day, you want to be able to look back and know that you did the most with your money that you could have. So we're going to get right into this and we're going to talk about this very specifically. Where to begin? I did not put a total there. All right, so for my monthly income, these are the different sources, and you guys already know this because I do videos about these every time I do a paycheck breakdown. So we had 5 streams of income. That included my 2 paychecks. I get paid every other week. It included my husband's early retirement. This is a private savings fund, retirement fund. His commission from his full-time job, and his base pay. So the total for this came out to be $98.55.51. So I do want to bring this down. Now, my monthly worksheets for monthly budgets are different now. And if you haven't already downloaded them, you can download them for free. But they're set up just a little bit differently. So you have to check that out. I think I started my one from July on the new format. And in fact, I know I did. For savings, I started putting a lot of the same category, and I didn't think that I don't know why I wasn't thinking, but I had these extra categories here, and I was like, oh, I thought I just put everything into general savings, but I didn't. So general savings got all these different increments from the different pays and things. So general ended up getting, let's see, 700 plus 50 plus 50 plus 250. Yeah, I got 1050 because I just added in, and we're in July. So Christmas Club got 100, Black Friday weekend got 100, and Windows got 1200. So I'm going to add those here too, plus 200 plus 1200. So that came out to be 2450. All right. And then if you go over to monthly bills, this is basically a check-off system. And again, it's set up quite differently now on my new printables. But I think you can still, I think this is still in there for you guys to download if you want to. But you'll have to check that out if you prefer this one. So all the monthly bills, including subscriptions, there was a difference. They were $42.27.31 as compared to what I budgeted, which was $41.33.31. And the only reason for that is I didn't have subscriptions in here to begin with. So it's not that I budgeted incorrectly, it's just that I didn't include this. I was actually putting this in variables, and then I decided against that for this one because I just had too many variables going on down here. Now, for variables, it was a little bit different for groceries. It was a little bit different for dog food. For gas, it was a little bit different, and that's just because of how the pay dates fell, and I had to make up for that. So household and personal I put together, and it came out, instead of $550, $759.25. Miscellaneous came out to $50 instead of $200, but I really think I don't know what I did with this miscellaneous money, to be honest. And this is actually what I used compared to what I had left. So I had a remaining of $185.22, and that's after everything, every payday. So I think that's where I kind of got caught up with miscellaneous. I also had a vet visit here for $201.30. I had the peach truck for $152. That was 4 boxes of peaches. We got those for family too. So the total I had originally was $2,600, but it was actually $31,1755. The good thing about this is, even though I spent more than I budgeted, is I still accounted for all the money, and I was pretty on the mark when you see how this all plays out. So for bills, I have this twice on here, but that's okay because this is just total monthly expenses, and then I have a complete receipt. So for bills, I'm putting down $42.27.31. For variables, I'm putting down $3,117.55. For savings, we already did that. And for miscellaneous, I'm putting 50, but that's not really correct. So I'm just gonna put 50 plus. Actually, I'm gonna leave that blank because I'm a little bit confused by that. But I see how I did it, but it's hard to explain. So the total income was $98.55.51. My bills were $42.27.31. Variables were $31.17.55. Sinking funds were $24.50. And that brought us to a grand total of, let me do that with you. And then that left a remaining $60.65. So I was very, very close. So we had 98. No, let's not do that. We already did that. So let's add up 42.20. Good Lord. 42.27.31 plus 3,117.55 plus 24.50 equals, I'm going to put a total here. My monthly budget sheet really did need tweaking. $9,794.86. And then if we do that again, just for checks and balances, 98.55.51 minus 97.94.86, 60.65 was left over. And that's it. So I think what I did was, if I combine, I don't know, let me add up 185.22 plus 60.65 minus 200, what I had originally, 45.87. I really don't know. And that will bother me, even though at the end of the day, the receipt is the most important part of this, that the receipt, you know, everything balances here. But I don't know why I budgeted $200, but then I only had $50. You know what? Okay, so some of that money, I think, see, I had personal, I had household, I had miscellaneous, but then this wasn't on here at all. And this wasn't on here at all. So I think it kind of got sucked up in there somehow. You know, that extra $150, I think it just somehow got caught up in there. So let's try that. So if we add 185, oh, that's not gonna work. But I think that's what happened. And I think in order to cover, I would have had more left over if I didn't have to cover these two things. And at the end of the day, if I tally up the total for the entire month, I was able to cover everything and then have $60.65, which probably just got absorbed in my bank account and maybe got spent for iced teas or, you know, random things on the way to work. I don't know, but that I'm not going to worry about too much. Now, if it was in like over $100, I'd be like, oh, I could have done better with that. But I'm okay with that because I still think that the entire month balanced, and that makes me happy. So if I was in a negative, I'd have to be like, what did I do? You know what I mean? Like, yeah, I would be unhappy with that. So what I'm going to do at the end of every month is I'm going to put $60.65 now into a savings, an end of month savings. And that's just going to be my little savings tally for the end of the year. So I'm going to have to get this out of the bank. And I'm going to put this aside because I want to wrap up the month at a $0 And even though I probably use this, I still think that maybe I should put it aside just because it's a fun way to challenge myself. But then I'd have to account for it. I don't know what I'm going to do. You know what? You guys, you're here thinking it through with me. I don't know. I really don't know. So I'm going to have to think a little bit more about that. This was my June budget for July bills, and that is only for the monthly bills. So all the variable expenses that I had and the savings and all that, that is June. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this. This was a true worksheet. This was a true work in progress all month. So I'm really glad that I'm doing this along with my paycheck breakdowns, because this really helps me, you know, check myself at the end of the month. And I'm really happy with that. I don't know. I'm excited about that. In fact, I'm so excited. I'm going to highlight it in yellow just so it stands out. But it really doesn't stand out because that's a really faint yellow. But anyways, all right, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know if your budget, your monthly budget for June, checked out, if it was what you wanted it to be or thought it would be. And I'll see you guys next time.